There's a concept that I've been recently integrating into my being and making it a practice, and it's been a journey in doing so. And what it is this concept of what I call big picture positivity. And what I mean by big picture positivity is being able to have love and compassion for everything, for good, bad, light, dark, negative, positive, all of those polarities. It's being able to stand firmly in that place of love and compassion, no matter what the situation is, internally or externally. And all of this negative or positive, good or bad, when you boil it down, it's essentially just a label. It's dependent upon your perception. So it's essentially transcending that duality and being able to have compassion for everything. So internally, it looks like having compassion for the stupid shit your ego does. Having compassion for your ego in that way, or showing compassion towards shadow aspects of yourself. So acknowledging those shadow aspects and shining your light of love and compassion on it instead of ignoring it or judging. So it's things like that. It's a step up from, and saying up is a label too. That's an abstract concept. But it's the next phase of progression, in my opinion, from what I call delusional positivity. And I was delusionally positive a few years ago. I thought, oh, if you just focus on everything positive, all sunshine and rainbows, and ignore everything negative, it's all good. Nope, doesn't work. Negativity and shadow aspects, they bubble up and they fester when you just ignore them, suppress them, or judge them if they do come up. That's not how you deal with it. You need to be able to stand in that place of love and compassion and show love and compassion to everything. Everything. You can't have the light without darkness. And if you just focus on the light, the darkness will actually proliferate behind the scenes. And what darkness and shadow aspects and all that, they're really cravings for love and compassion. So you transmute it by giving that stuff love and compassion. Like shadow aspects of yourself, aspects of your personality that you're afraid to go into or you're afraid to confront. Those things need love the most. So you need to acknowledge it and shine love and compassion upon it. You can't be afraid. If you're afraid, you're governed by fear, and that's the antithesis of love. And that true love, that compassion, that unconditional compassionate love, that has no opposite. That's transcendent. Because if you want to get philosophical with this, love is essentially a unifying force, right? Everyone can agree upon that. And fear is a divisive force. Fear divides and love unites, both internally and externally, both within yourself, aspects of yourself, and if you think about collectively as well. Love unites, fear divides. So that means that the totality of everything is therefore love. If love is a uniting force, the totality of existence is love. So that's a philosophical way of thinking about it. And that also means that oneness, if you want to get a little woo-woo, oneness or source, that is love, or the flavor of that source, the flavor of oneness, the texture of it, the fabric of it is love, essentially. And love is also, it's what human beings always crave. Even people that are really disharmonious and acting out and hurting other people, they're craving love and compassion, and it's manifesting in messed up and disharmonious ways, that craving of love, because they never received it, both from themselves and the outside world. So like I said in my video yesterday, I was talking about that's how you really deal with criminals and how you deal with aspects of yourself. You have to heal it. You have to meet it with love and compassion instead of judgment or ignorance or punishment. because that's how we integrate. That's how we form a harmonious whole. That's how we have a holistic solution to all of these problems we're confronted with. It's standing firmly in that place of love and compassion. It's being able to love it all. It's being able to have compassion for the most fucked up aspects of yourself, for the most fucked up aspects of society. Because if you have fear of it, it's going to proliferate. And a lot of that stuff thrives off of fear. It thrives off of fear. It thrives off of resistance. It thrives off of anger. All of that stuff. Shadow aspects within you and shadow aspects within the collective, they thrive off of that. But if you meet it with compassion, if you meet it with love, no matter what it is, it gets transmuted. So big picture positivity is essentially accepting what is, because it's what is. You know, if you feel intense anger or jealousy or something like that, a bad emotion, whatever that is, whatever bad is, if you feel that, accept what it is. That's the first step to creating harmony. And also, you have to evaluate, do you even want to create harmony? That's also an abstract concept. So we can get as deep as we want with this. But you don't transmute anger or jealousy, to use those as an example, by ignoring it or suppressing it or judging it or lashing out against it. You transmute it by acknowledging it and showing compassion towards it. So that's essentially what big picture positivity is. So accept what is, accept the moment, and meet that moment, no matter what it is, beyond judgments and labels, no matter what the moment brings you. Accept it, acknowledge it, and meet it with love and compassion. That's the message. That's the core message of all of this, and that's what big picture positivity is. It's not being delusional, it's not being in denial, it's being unyielding in that place of love and compassion. Okay? Peace, peace, much love, and one love.